Let's get ready to rumble!
The gloves are coming off.
Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable!
We're about to go full court press.
Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan!
It's time to play ball.
Malone looking for his first hit of the year. He drives one! Deep left field! That goes Upton! Back near the wall! It's out of here! Bartolo has done it! The impossible has happened!
Listen in as we tackle everything in the world of sports right now.
Stay off the weed!
Throw your hat in the ring at 516-572-7440. This is WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Good afternoon. Man, I love this new intro.
How good is that?
It's so good. Welcome to WHPC Sports Talk, the Thursday edition. I am your host for today, Anthony Deus, joined by Matt Leonard, Kory David, Mauricio Mendoza, and Elijah Blain. I got one problem with it, though.
What, the music's too loud? You can lower it.
Well, no, not that, but that's a good point. The intros are pretty, like the two intros.
Previous ones.
The newest previous one, right?
The new school.
A lot of Mets stuff. No Yankees.
Gary Cohen's got a better voice. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's true. You know that's true.
All right. Well,
That's subjective.
that is subjective.
How is that subjective?
It's subjective.
He was the SNY crew was voted best in the business like 3 years in a row.
I know, but it's like I understand it's Bartolo Colon.
Yeah.
Like I forget that. You know, it seems like
That's not an iconic moment in sports history.
I know it is, and I forget that.
Yeah, you can put like Jeter's walk-off single in there.
Who wants to hear that every day?
Interesting enough that you did the Miracle on Ice with the gloves coming off the celebration.
Yeah, right?
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I like
right?
that.
Right?
And one last thing before we move on to real serious stuff here. One of the oldest sports talk intro was "Who do you think you are? I am." That happened 10 years ago, like
10
last
years
week.
ago.
Really?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways,
No, fun fact.
we're having fun with the fun facts. Now let's not have fun and let's talk about the Knicks for a second.
Oh my god.
We have to. Listen. I don't like it, but you know,
I don't think they like it.
well, nobody likes it, but we still have to talk about it. You know what I mean?
It's painful, but gotta.
Bing bong.
Yeah, Bing Bong.
Why would you do?
Oh, you got the quick starts working. Good for you.
Yeah, I got the quick starts working.
I set them up for you yesterday.
The reason I did that, Kory, was because this team is terrible, and that will live in infamy to sum up this season.
No.
Great line, great game, and then it just goes all downhill.
That was the end. That was the end of the season after people went bing bong. I think the season got worse when Mike Breen said it on the air.
That's
I
interesting
think, yeah.
because they were better, and then he said that and just
it went
just
off
took
a
a
cliff.
nosedive.
Yeah.
Don't blame Mike Breen.
I'm
for
not,
this.
but I'm just listen. The team's play isn't reflected on Mike Breen's Bing Bong. It's just that
sounds so interesting.
I don't think that sentence has ever been said before.
Mike Breen's Bing Bong.
He says bang a lot too.
Bang.
That Mike Breen's bang is one of the most deadliest things in NBA, especially if your team is behind and it's like the last couple minutes in the game and you hear that bang. It
crushes your soul.
But I'm tired of hearing bang bong. It need to be changed to like ding dong, the Knicks are dead or something like that, like funeral bells or something. Just on how everything is going. The only positive that I can actually think of coming is that we can honestly say that it's officially becoming R.J. Barrett's team.
Yeah, and he's almost at the point where he will be a star, and I think he's already a star in New York's eyes. But just in terms of national attention, he's getting to that point. Now he still has a way to go because every time he has a great night, John Morant has a better night, and it seems like that's always the case. And if you didn't watch the Knicks game, good for you. You're not a poor sap like the rest of us.
I didn't.
Oh, good.
I didn't
was
watch
doing
it.
homework and stuff. Yeah.
I was just enjoying my life.
Well, I was flipping between this and the Ranger game. The Rangers won.
That's not bad.
That's good. But I was also brought down by this.
To be honest, I was flipping with AEW as well.
Well, see, this is the problem. Last year's Knicks, you couldn't tune away from the TV. Now,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Now it's
Now-
like...
Nah, what else is on?
What
What
else
talking
is
about
on?
backup
Yeah.
plan.
But the Knicks
escape
lost
plan.
Definitely not
108.
baseball.
The Knicks lost 108 to 123 against the Philadelphia 76ers. Who saw that coming, right? After having another lead and blowing it. It's like it's repetition. It's the textbook definition of insanity. Mauricio, what's going wrong here?
Well, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is becoming a big comment. This is the most common thing that I've been noticing from this season. You have a great lead. You're doing well. And all of a sudden, you choke. Literally choke. You gave James Harden his first win. And don't get me wrong, James Harden, Joel Embiid had a great performance.
That was Harden's first win, really?
Yeah, supposedly.
As a Sixer, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, as a Sixer. And, I mean, they do have great chemistry, but at this moment, the only players that I saw who really were putting the work, R.J. Barron, obviously, 30 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. Julius Randle, not bad,
Empty stats.
Yeah, 24 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds.
What's his plus minus?
I was going to ask the same question.
Let me see.
My thing with the Knicks is the whole team is just in disarray. Nobody knows what they're doing outside of like a couple of the young guys. Thibodeau, his job has to be on the line. I mean, as much as it pains me to say that you had one good season and then the next you might be gone, it is what it is. And Julius Randle has to be known as the biggest thief in New York. You know how New York is like full of scammers and stuff.
Like Bernie Madoff, now Julius Randle.
Yeah, as he made off with the Knicks money because he is most likely getting traded. And I remember like I want to say last year when he was going through that whole process of being accepted, being I want to be a Knick forever. He was embracing the culture to next season, putting the thumbs down. And like I said, the main difference for me watching Julius Randle this season and watching him last season was the fact there was no fans, there was no pressure on him, and I guess pressure bust pipes. And the fact that he hasn't been what he was last year, and the whole entire team just on the fact that they're not what they were last year defensively, just shows you how, like, I guess I want to say in transition this team is towards going into the draft lottery again. It's not looking like a playoff team. I mean, I can say that the East is looking tougher this year because of the fact that you look at a team like the Atlanta Hawks, who were in the Eastern Conference last year, who are now fighting and scratching it just to make the play-in.
Well, what's interesting is we've constantly complained about the rotations. Last night, Alec Burks, 31 minutes, 9 points. That's not infuriating. Coach Thibodeau was asked after the game about the current point guard rotations, and he said, "This is the best that we have." Now, before I
he could have said something
lose my mind on here, you're telling me, as much of a problem I've had with Emmanuel Quickley this year, you're telling me he couldn't be in there for more minutes? We're not even talking about starting, just more minutes than Alec Burks. His defense has been bad at times. Quickley, the shots are erratic here and there. His form is off, but you're telling me he doesn't give you more solid minutes than Alec Burks? Alec Burks is not playing small forward, who's playing point guard, a position he's not natural to. I mean, we are reaching Joe Judge levels with Thibodeau's press conferences. Maybe not as stupid, but just the logic is very similar here.
It's coach speak.
It's very much coach speak, but not in the sense of, we're going to get things right. And he does do that, but just, I could say this. Joe Judge, if Daniel Jones was able to play, he would play him. Even if on a half, if he was 50%, he would play him, not just start for Jake Fromm. Alec Burks, who's terrible, is starting over Quickley.
Over Deuce McBride, killing it
in the G League, right? And I don't know if that's more of an upper management thing. It's still wrong. It doesn't matter what level it is. It's still a problem. My question is, I know Thibodeau is a smart coach, but where has his brain gone? Because it's left the room. I don't remember him. I know the whole thing in Chicago and Minnesota was he worked his players way too hard and they got injured. Sure. But I don't remember him saying anything as stupid as this before.
I mean, I think, just that general vibe that, he's on his last days. I've seen it before with other teams, Joe Judge, other Knicks coaches like David Fizdale, who smiles when, they're 30 points down. But, yeah, I mean, I get the feeling that they're going to bring him back because I think the front office really wants to make it work with Thibodeau. I mean, I don't think they should bring him back, but I think someone said it before. I think they're looking at it like they'd look bad if they'd get rid of the coach of the year. I don't think it matters, but I feel like Leon Rose is going to be like, okay, we had our guy, we invested so much into getting Thibodeau here, and we had one bad season. Maybe we could turn it around next year. I don't know.
No, there's no way you can turn this around because the roster is going to be the same.
Yeah.
Because the lack of moves at the deadline, and I don't buy the argument that nobody was looking for Randall. I think a mid-level competitor would want Randall, and sure, maybe there's a disagreement on the package, but there are other things like not trying to make a call on Tyrese Halliburton when you're talking about De'Aaron Fox, the point guard you wanted but decided to pass up on for Obi Toppin, which is okay. It's cool. Obi Toppin's good. But the fact that the guy you wanted was available and you didn't make a trade for, that's a problem. And then they get fleeced by Indiana, the Kings. And listen, I can rant about the Kings all I want, but that doesn't solve the problem here. It's just historically, this team has just failed this year. I don't like the moves. You got to clean house at this point. And I'm wondering what the whole blow-up is going to be like. What pieces do you see remaining, Kory?
Outside, I see Julius Randle getting up out of here. I see RJ staying. I see a guy like Quickly. He could possibly stay. Cam Reddish, depending on if Tibbs stays, I'm not too sure. But if Tibbs stays, I definitely see Cam Reddish out of here for some reason because he doesn't like giving this guy minutes. I'm not sure Mitchell stays. I
think Mitchell's gone.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But my thing is, right, you look at this team, and you have the capabilities of, if you go young, you have a shot, because that's what a lot of these teams are doing. Like, you see a team like Minnesota, right? They're still a young team, and mind you, they were in that same situation where they had Taj Gibson, Derrick Rose, and all the Tibbs guys, and then once he left, the team got, I don't want to say the Timberwolves got better, because they lucked in with the number 1 overall pick. Even though the Knicks, once we get top picks, we don't know what to do with them.
Well, they changed the rules once we got bad enough to get the top pick.
Well, you know what will happen if the Knicks get the number 1 overall pick with this current GM? We'll pick up the fifth guy. We'll pick somebody deep in the draft.
We're not going to pick that Gonzaga kid. We can pick somebody else.
Yeah, we'll pick. But I don't even know.
But this draft sucks. This year's draft sucks.
I mean, it does. But the thing is, though, you've always seen opportunities to go out and go get that point guard that you need. Whether it be a guy like Lonzo Ball, Cole Anthony. I think if you would have looked at probably last year, I think Cleveland would have given up Garland or Sexton because they didn't see that potential that they saw from Garland this year. So I feel like there was a lot of young point guards and a lot of young players that you could have actually went out and got, but you're not active in that trade market. You're not actively trying to make your team better, and you have an owner who he sometimes looks like he doesn't even care about it. He looks like he's half interested in it, and the only time he cares is when he gets criticized, and then that's when you're out of the building.
Well, it's very nuanced with James Dolan because I've said this before, that it doesn't seem like this is really on him as much as it's just the hiring just leading him astray, as we've seen, him interfering in the past. You could talk about even the Rangers last year, but the Knicks in the past, he's interfered, and he's done. I give him credit. He stepped away from the team enough where he let the people do what they did. It's just the problem that he got hoodwinked, bamboozled, yada yada, Stephen A, whatever that clip is. Now, I want to know if they do keep Leon Rose around, which I hope they don't. I don't really have any faith in him picking the right player. I understand if they end up with a 9th, 10th pick, Johnny Davis might be there from Wisconsin, and he's good, but I don't know if he's going to be better than a Halliburton. You passed on him for Obi Toppin. I'll say it again. Cool, Obi Toppin's good, but there's a problem. There's a backlog at power forward right now. I just don't trust this front office with the draft coming up. That's one of my issues. Of course, the lack of even just a minuscule trade at the deadline when the Lakers were linked with Alec Burks just to get him off the team. This is a problem. I don't like it, and there's something that's telling me that things are going to remain the same here just for continuity and just for public image.
It's just what they do.
It's going to remain the same next season. I don't see at this point it's going to be very difficult for the Knicks, and I see them maybe 50% making it at least to the play-in with the way how they're performing, the players. It's just a difficult time.
I hope they don't make the play-in. They're a very boring team to watch.
Yeah.
I think that could go to another team. Listen, the bottom of the East is terrible, but just the Knicks are painful to watch. They're not that fun, scrappy team like last year, and I hate that term being thrown around a lot with basketball. Scrappy teams.
No, they were a scrappy team.
Yeah.
Like I said, the personification of last year was when they played against the Brooklyn Nets, and they had healthy Kyrie and healthy KD, and like their team was pretty much healthy. And you know what happened? We went in there and we scrapped it, and it came down to maybe a 1 or 2 possession game.
It was a bad call to kill them that game.
Yeah, but it showed you the potential that was there. Now you see this team is not, like I said, not playing defense. You see a lot of age discrepancy as far as like Alex Burke and guys like Evan Fournier, who looks like was the best contract we could have picked up. And I'm just seeing, like I said, we talked about guys that's going to be there. Like I like Emmanuel Quickly, but I don't see him being a starting point guard. You know, I don't see him being that type of guy. Like the situation where I can see happening in a situation like, I want to say the Bulls situation right now, where they have guys like Alex Caruso, Ayo Dosunmu, and Lonzo Ball. I can see a situation where they possibly might let Lonzo Ball go due to the fact that you see a guy that in Ayo Dosunmu that he can do almost everything that Lonzo can do, but at a cheaper cost, because you look at it like this: DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine are holding the ball most of the time. Or even if that, I would go see if Marcus Smart is available to trade, because of the fact that he brings that good leadership, he brings good defensive tenacity, something that you actually need on this team. You need an identity. Right now, this is a team searching in flux for an identity.
You know, you bring up something interesting. I think at this point, Manuel Quickly is a really good 6-man. I don't think he's going to be a starter in this league for a good team.
Williams.
He might be. He's Lou
Jamal
Williams.
Crawford.
He might be starting on a very bad team, but still, he could start over Alec Burks. Alec Burks doesn't even. I mean, he should be playing overseas right now, just the way he's been playing.
Yeah.
As of
Shanghai
late.
Sharks.
What was the one?
That's the one.
That's the one.
Oh.
That's the one. But you can at least, if you're still unsure about Quickly's talent, if you're Leon Rose, you could still tell Thibodeau, start him. Just start him. See what we have. Just asset management 101. But again, this is the flawed logic of the New York Knicks, and it drives you insane. But at this point, it's kind of like a calm anger where it's like, are you kidding me?
But the good thing is we have less than 20 games or 20 games about there.
Yeah.
So you don't have to suffer too long.
Just end
20
these games.
20 games over 2 months, maybe 2.5
No, a
months.
month and a half.
Yeah, a month and a half, and then it's like 2 weeks of April, which is like the 10th.
That's still a lot of time to suffer, though, with this team.
I don't know. I think the month is going to go by fast.
Well, the worst part is you can't go into baseball and
Nope.
No, we can't.
I mean, the NFL draft is coming up. It's not as exciting.
All
as the
we have to
baseball
look
season.
forward to is the NFL Combine and then
And the draft.
Did you say draft is not as exciting as the beginning of baseball?
No, the baseball season in general.
Oh, I love the draft. I think it's better than baseball.
Really?
Yeah.
You like the NFL draft better than watching baseball?
The NFL draft is my favorite day of the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just like I mean I like certain events like the 40 to see who's gonna run.
Yeah, the combine's fun.
Like who's gonna run the fastest time. But outside of that, it really doesn't really like tell me anything, because there's a lot of guys on there who run fast and everything like that and turn out to be trash. But to get back on these Knicks who are still trash, regardless of if they have guys who are tall, short, can shoot, I just feel as though right now New York is, like I said, we're searching for identity as a team, because we don't know whether we want to be we want to go veteran wise,
Like the Lakers
youth-wise.
tried.
It's that weird. They're in that weird position of they're old and have young guys, and the young guys are outdoing the old guys. So it's basically
Shouldn't that tell you something, though?
it should tell you that you should play these young guys like
Exactly.
Obi Toppin more. But we have a coach who's stuck in his ways and just he has a tradition on how he likes to run things.
He's stuck in 1992. That's where he is.
And from what we all seen, it hasn't worked since 2011, since he had a prime D Rose. I can understand if he had maybe Ja Morant who could possibly be that de facto 2012 MVP Derrick Rose, but you don't have that.
Yeah, if we had Ja Morant, we'd probably run him into the ground, though.
Quick question: who would you rather have, Ja Morant? What would you do for Ja Morant to come to New York, opposed to RJ Barrett?
So you're saying trade for Ja Morant right now?
I'm saying, who would you rather have? I know it's the easiest answer.
Oh, Ja Morant over a lot of
Morant.
players right now.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, as far as what I said, like, with having a roster, Thibodeau trying to have that 2011 roster of the Bulls, and you see how effective the Bulls are today without running that same tired old system, it tells you that you have to get with the times, Tibbs.
Yeah, I mean, you can build around RJ, though. The thing about RJ, he's a really good basketball player. Out of high school, I think he was the number one guy.
He was over Zion, yeah.
Went crazy with Duke. It's just that he needs to gain some consistency. If he gains consistency, he can be an all-star for the next 10 years.
And it seems like he's doing that now. He was averaging 28 in the month of February. It's, hopefully this continues to at least maybe, I can't even say attract free agents because there are no free agents out there, besides Bradley Beal, but
he's going to stay.
He's going to stay because he's stupid and loyalty.
He has the Mike Trout syndrome.
Dame Lillard.
I don't run from the grind, but I'll just stay on the losing team until I just get my money.
Yeah, I want to hang out with Kyle Kuzma and his wacky, waveable, inflatable
or Kristaps
sweatshirts.
Yeah, can we talk about that for a second? What are these guys going for? They want their numbers retired and being the franchise legend, but you're not winning anything.
No, I think what happened is Giannis put a lot of pressure on these guys to stay in their market instead of trying to be like LeBron and just team up.
KD.
A lot of these guys feel like, okay, if I could do it here, and I know I don't have ever a chance of getting a ring because a lot of those times when you try to go click up and try to join teams, the basketball guys don't reward you. You look at Carmelo Anthony right now. He thought he was going to get a free ring. No.
Check out the Nets.
Look
at the Nets.
The Nets,
Clippers. The Brooklyn Nets right now.
Yep,
Yeah.
the Brooklyn Nets, the Clippers, DeMarcus Cousins. The basketball gods will humble you every time. But I just think that what they're doing is they're like, I have a better chance at leaving a legacy where I'm at and being one of the greatest players in this franchise than not. Like you look at, like I said, Ja Morant right now. He looks like one of those guys that possibly has a chance to change that entire culture in Memphis.
Oh, absolutely.
Same with Trae Young.
I think if he stays healthy, I think he's getting a ring eventually.
Well, what's funny? If you're a almost MVP caliber player and you want to save your career at this point, you got to leave the team. You got to not even just team up, but just go to a team where there's a hole there with another star. Not to the point where it's like a super team, but sort of.
Like Bulls?
Like a two-man team.
Like a two-man team. You can, even though he's nowhere near Bradley Beal or Dame Lillard, Drew Holiday going to a team where they need his.
Yeah.
There's a gap in that position. That's the secrets of success.
You just have to have a competent GM that actually just knows what he's doing.
Just like Secrets of Success, which you can hear on WHBC at Mondays at 3 p.m. Host Bill Horan helps you uncover hidden talents to maximize individual success. Secrets of Success airs Mondays at 3 p.m., so make sure you tune in. Now, I was waiting to set that one up.
There you go.
Listen, I'm going to do it every Thursday.
That's how you do it.
Every Thursday, I'm going to think of a way to do it. Because,
What's the secret success for the Knicks to get good?
Trade the next 10 first-round picks for Ja Morant.
You only keep R.J. Barrett. You fire everyone in the front office.
That's smart.
How do you do that, though?
You know what? It's easier
How do you get rid of a whole team but R.J. Barrett? That's like...
Well, that's
like 13 players.
Matt, I'm being hyperbolic, okay? What, are you just going to run out with one man? You can't do that.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's if you get new guys even in there.
See, it's
hard to get rid of 13 players, 14 players.
If we had it in the vault, I'd play an explosion sound and say blow it up. But that's something we have to add.
I mean, we have it as part of the Michael thing.
Yeah, but we have
that's
the whole
part of the
You know what you do? You somehow trick the Hornets and they're giving you LaMelo. Maybe go after Miles. Maybe go after Miles Turner. Something like that.
Did you see Isaiah Thomas?
Yeah.
14 points in 10 minutes.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Did you see what he's been doing in the G League? He's been averaging like 40. I was watching.
He's breaking records over there.
Except for Nick Strauss, who just put up 50 back-to-back games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The G League. I feel like that's a league that's not, we talk about of course, minor leagues in baseball, minor leagues in hockey. It's not really that much
overlooked.
It
It hasn't been around for a while. That's why.
No, it's been around for a long time.
With the
Not even 20 years, though, right?
Yeah, it's been like 20 years since it's been established. Like the teams, like the jersey you're wearing, Birmingham Barons, they've been in Birmingham for forever.
Yeah.
These teams have no
Identity.
Well, the Long Island
no
Nets
history,
definitely do have identity, but
at least the G League players still get treated better than the WNBA players. You seen that? You seen the story?
Oh, that's ridiculous.
That's something.
Literally, is about to terminate the team
Because they took a private plane. So you're treating your players too well, and you get punished for it.
No,
It's
but
ridiculous.
the thing they said is competitive advantage, and they put it in the CBA.
But if you have the money, who cares? You're treating your players.
I think finding them is okay, but like
terminating the franchise, getting all their draft picks.
I don't even see finding them as a plausible reason.
When you agree to a contract, it's kind of hard to break.
But the thing is, I read that they were offering to get an entire league a chance of getting free flights for the next 3 years. So I'm like, it doesn't make sense. The fact that you hear these stories about them actually being in. Imagine like a 6'5", 6'6" female just being in coach, like where it's like the seats are so small where you don't have that leg room, and it's like then you get off the flight and then you gotta go play a game right after that. And then I remember one time they had this situation where they actually had to take a bus to their next game, and then the bus broke down and they had this whole entire story. I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for them a lot of times because they do be put in a lot of circumstances. At least with the G League, you know that they're going to be at these games set up, but they're not going to have no fans.
I feel like that and the WNBA are similar in that aspect. Nobody really watches the games, and it's sad because it's good basketball in the G League.
I'm not going to say all the time because last year WNBA Finals was the most interesting.
That's true.
Because I was watching the playoffs like I was rooting for the Aces. I don't know why. I like Aja Wilson.
You like Vegas?
I like Aja Wilson just because I seen her, like, she has that potential to be an MVP. Like, I used to like Maya Moore because I felt that she was the LeBron, Kobe, Carmelo Anthony of the league.
There's what's her name? Elena Deladon.
Deladon, yeah, she does. I think
Sue Bird's retired though.
I think she's playing one more year now, and she's retiring. Look at us talking WNBA. Look at us.
Progressive.
We're being progressive. I like that, Kory. Yes.
But back to reality, I guess.
Back to real basketball.
Wow.
And right.
Okay. Wow. Well, that's your mic. Well, it turns off his mic. I'd mute your mic. But
It's a joke, Anthony. It's a joke.
Let's move away from that. Whatever that was.
You know who's not playing real basketball right now? The Brooklyn Nets.
The New York Knicks.
Both. Well, they playing real basketball. It's just that they're.
Well, I mean, KD comes back tonight. That's something.
Aren't you excited for a team to basically not win a championship with all this hype going around it? Because they're not going to win anything.
I love it.
I'll stand up here like Mike Francesa and what's the how am I forgetting the name from a Bronx Tale? Mush. I will mush right now and say they're never going to win a championship.
I totally disagree with you. I feel as though if you could get Ben Simmons to play the season and you get Kyrie, you have the best chance you have. They have a better chance this year than they did last year.
Yeah, the only problem is that two of them just are not on the court at all.
I mean, right now, like, if they play the playoffs, like, they're going to get into the playoffs. And if they do, I don't think there's not too many teams that can actually stop the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, but when you talk about the Nets, you only have to speak in hypotheticals. You haven't seen it yet. You don't know how they're going to gel.
You never know if they're going to be out in the first game.
I highly doubt that. But I just think that they have too many components, whether it be Seth Curry, whether it be a guy like Ben Simmons who can guard all 5 positions. And let's not add the fact that he's 7 foot. Same with Kevin Durant. And then you have a guy who's the most skillful ball handler in the league in Kyrie Irving.
Here's my problem. Something's going to go wrong for them.
Yeah.
I just feel it like way down the line, something's going to go wrong. I mean, they're taking forever to get this thing so Kyrie can play at home.
And Ben Simmons still isn't playing.
Right, which is, I mean, but you could say it's a cop-out because he doesn't want to play in Philly. But we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. But if I'm going to take a prediction right now, I still think, sure, you address the depth, but
he's coming. But
something's going to go wrong.
But Ben Simmons is coming along due to the fact that you see him on the sideline now cheering on his teammates. I mean, Kyrie Irving is slowly getting to that step where he could possibly play home games. Right now, I think it's a situation where, like, I think he's
he
only
can attend, but he can't play.
Yeah,
which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
He could be in the stands, just like staying, just watching everything going on.
Did he pay for a ticket?
Well, probably not.
If he like goes on court and shoots a basketball, is he gonna get fined?
I mean,
like what Melo tried to do.
Ooh, how about if he runs on, the police tackle him, or they tackle the streakers at Citi Field? Like, wouldn't that be great?
No, I work here.
Okay, that was out there.
I work here.
That was out there.
Well, that makes sense.
Well, yeah, but that was out there.
When you run on the court, if you're a fan, you run on the court, you get tackled by the security.
Well,
why is that out
that's
there?
A stretch, though.
No, it's not.
They're not gonna
yada yada yada
tackle Kyrie Irving on
But wait,
they
broadcast
can't catch
TV.
him.
If you tackle him and he gets injured, can he sue New York? Can he
Yeah.
sue,
Yes.
Sue the
can he sue-
city.
No, can you sue the Brooklyn Nets security?
He would do that. He would do that.
And then just put in like some philosophical quote just saying why he's doing it. But like the Indians and the
He'll
world,
put like
the
a
world, the flat-
DMT entity, like the drawings in like DMT entities, like Joe Rogan. I don't
Yes.
Yeah.
like
But
that,
then-
yes.
and then he'll say
But if he gets,
lawsuit incoming or something.
but if he
like
gets
that.
injured, will he bring that stick that he was carrying like a while ago?
I never saw that.
You didn't see when he was carrying a stick to the games?
Was he doing
what was
that?
this?
Yes, he was carrying
Like
like
a walking
long,
stick?
like a long walking
Like,
stick.
puts it on
Hold
the
on,
ground
I gotta
like
look
a cane
this up.
almost?
Yeah.
What do you think Kyrie's gonna do when he retires?
Disappear?
No,
Well,
that's
I don't see him disappearing from the public
that's
eye
Kawhi.
like that.
Kyrie,
Yeah.
Kawhi's gonna disappear.
Kyrie Irving is going to go sailing and fall off the earth.
Nah,
I
That
see
was
him
a good
being
one.
Dennis
That was
Rodman.
very clever.
Thank you.
That and I'm looking at this. This is weird, but not a character for him.
Kyrie Irving walking stick. What is that?
You seeing it? You seeing it? Yes. He was literally walking around with that.
Now something just popped up where it's him and with the Lion King in the background.
when Kyrie retires, he's gonna just become a herbalist, healer, or something like that. No,
Oh, yeah.
I can.
Oh,
I
so
can,
a scammer?
I can see that.
Can we get Kyrie on Herbally Yours?
He's gonna be selling you oils
If I had a
online.
promo, we could.
Oh, we would do a second one.
probably wants another Uncle Drew movie.
Oh, that's what we
Yeah.
really
It's a
need.
wonderful idea.
We had Space Jam 2. Get ready for Uncle Drew 2.
I'm waiting for.
Let's not make another good basketball
I'm waiting
movie.
for Thunderstruck too.
Oh,
my God.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, man.
Speaking of remakes of basketball movies, here Jack Harlow's going to be in a reboot of White Men Can't Jump.
Yeah, I mean they've already
Jack
like,
Harlow, the rapper.
Yeah.
Who asked for this?
Hollywood, where there are no more original ideas.
Yeah.
If there was any movie I would ever like sports movie like I could see being like remade was what was that movie with Damon Wayans where he played for Utah Jazz?
Oh, what was that called?
Luck of the Irish was it?
Was it? I just thought of another really, really weird, obscure
Look at the
movie.
Irish is different.
No, it was because I know the
Look at the Irish. It's a channel.
No,
It
that
was,
was
two.
one.
It was two Celtics fans and they kidnapped.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think you're talking about that movie. Yeah.
Nah, I'm trying to remember what.
Look at the
No,
Irish.
that's Luck of the Irish.
That
I
was
think-
a Disney Channel movie, wasn't it?
No, it was an
wasn't?
actual movie. It was a movie.
with two Celtics fans kidnapped Damon Wayans, who was a Utah Jazz star, and just so he can avoid it. And then after a while, they become friends, and it was this whole stupid movie. I could actually see that being played out right now due to the fact that you
Yeah.
have some obsessive fans out there.
You know what I just thought of? Because you're talking about bad basketball movies.
Air Bud.
Thunderstruck. You ever see that
I-
one?
I
He just said that.
He
He
said
just-
that.
Look,
I was so caught up looking for it that I missed that.
it
Wow.
was like the C grade version of Space Jam.
I was thinking Air Bud. How about that?
Oh, Kevin Durant must have been fun on that set.
Airbud
It's the worst acting I've ever seen in my life.
is
honestly.
the GOAT movie. What are you talking about?
Air Bud, yeah.
Mr. Durant, can we have another take?
He got game is good.
I ain't gonna lie.
Ray Allen,
Hoosiers.
yeah.
Yeah. Jesus Shuttle.
like
Hoosiers
Mike?
was welcome to WHBC sports movie talk.
What was the movie with Penny Hardaway and Shaq?
Blue Chips.
Blue Chips.
Yeah.
Definitely not Kazam.
What about
Steal.
Like Mike?
but like Mike is a GOAT.
Yeah,
movie.
well, Bow
That's
Wow.
good. That's good.
You ever seen
that
Hoosiers?
doesn't need to be.
I've seen Hoosiers, yeah.
You know what's really weird? What's the guy's name? He was in Blue Velvet. How am I forgetting his name? The psychopath.
what's his
the
name?
drunk guy. You
No,
know,
I don't know.
you know the guy who's like the drunk guy and
Yes.
coaches. I was really weird.
Hackman?
No, not Hackman. The other guy.
Did he play the coach? Did he play a cop from First 48? With Eddie Murphy? Why does that seem
Maybe. I think. Yes, he was the crooked guy. I think.
And I'd never think we'd have to go on IMDb for.
We'll be getting to
HBC
football soon,
Sports
folks.
Talk.
Please.
Bear with us.
Like this is what happens when there's a lockout in a certain sport.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
be talking about how the Yankees lost.
When the Knicks are terrible, it's a slow day in sports. This is what we do, folks. Just bear with us.
Look, Rob man.
Dennis Hopper.
Oh, Dennis Hopper. I love Dennis Hopper. Yeah.
He's great.
He played Bowser.
Oh, did he?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, and that terrible
in-
live action
yeah,
one?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but he was. I thought that was weird how they like gave him
we
a
can all
redemption
agree
arc
the
and they
best-
said, "Nope, you're back to relapse."
Yeah, but we can all agree the best sports movie is
Slapshot.
Any Given Sunday.
No, what are you talking about?
Rudy.
Willie Beeman is the best fictional athlete.
I am partial to baseball movies, so I'm gonna say Field of Dreams.
Benchwarmers.
Rudy. It's Rudy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rudy. On
You
this
have
one.
such a look of disgust on your face because I said Benchwarmers.
Rob Schneider's your best
Sandlot.
baseball movie ever.
I love that
I don't
movie.
even
The Water Boy.
Sandlot.
Oh, stop!
that was a good one.
Sandlot's a good
All right.
choice.
I want to wrap this up, and I would love to talk about this, but I want to talk about the Giants and the Combine. But you know the movie Major League, right?
Yeah.
You know they made a second movie, Major League 2, right? Mm-hmm. Did you know they made...
You know who was in that movie?
What?
Major League?
Yeah, Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen's it. See, I was trying to set you up! Get it! It's not in the quick starts, get it!
The most
I am on a drug. It's called Charlie Sheen.
the most interesting fact that I didn't know about that Major League movie was the fact is Charlie Sheen took that role too serious of actually taking steroids at the time.
Yeah.
You're not a real baseball player, right? This isn't real.
Yeah, but the reason for the anecdote of that was, and we miss baseball, so we're talking about Major League movies. There's a Major League 3, Back to the
I know,
Minors.
I've seen this. I've seen that movie.
That was so bad.
Pedro Storano was in it. That was so
That
terrible.
is such a cash grab that I've never seen. Because
Oh man, that was bad.
I like the second movie better because they don't beat the Yankees in that. That's why.
They beat the White Sox and Jack Parkman.
Yeah,
You know-
Corbin Burnson's in that movie too. That's really
Yo, guys, you know what's interesting that I'm thinking about right now? Looking at your jersey,
Yeah.
with Michael Jordan because you wearing a
Barron's Michael Jordan, yeah.
Barron's Michael Jordan jersey. Around that time was when they had the last lockout. I want to say, right?
94, yeah.
94. And I was watching The Last Dance, and they asked Michael Jordan to play as one of the SCAD players, and he would not cross the picket line.
Ooh.
So at least, that's crazy that a guy from the outside is siding with the major players.
Another movie tie-in. That jersey was featured in Space Jam.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I just said that they should make a movie about it.
About Michael Jordan playing baseball.
Well, he wasn't good.
Final thought about the movie. What the hell was Bill Murray doing in Space Jam 2? Space Jam.
It's
He
comic
got
relief.
paid a lot of money.
Comedy,
He got
man.
paid well, but he's like terrible
a good
at that
actor.
point.
Come on, man.
He
You
was
can't,
Comic
terrible in
relief.
the
He was
90s.
phoning it in.
Bill Murray's a
you can't
legend.
diss
When
Bill
it's
Murray,
something
man.
strange going through who you gonna call?
Bill
Not
Murray.
Not Bill Murray.
The
Charlie Sheen.
Ghostbusters
I'm calling
2.
Charlie Sheen.
What, to get you some dragon energy?
Some Tiger Blood.
Don't we have?
We have a lot of Charlie Sheen clips.
We
You
have a
can look them
lot
up.
of. We're big Charlie Sheen fans here at WHBC.
We put in so many Charlie Sheen clips in the
But
fall.
all right, let's get to sports. Thank you for joining us for WHBC Sports Movie Talk. We're going back to WHBC Sports Talk here. So the Giants cut Kyle Rudolph and Devonte Booker. They're clearing salary at this point, and Joe Shane seems to be doing a good job on surface. I mean, this was a logical cut. We're seeing that James Badbury might be cut. He might be taking a salary cut. Who knows? But I'm more interested in Saquon Barkley and what they're going to do with him. I think the best option is trade him, get whatever you can, because he's just going to be taking up space. And, why not try and get value for him? He's clearly not going to fit in this team. This team's in for a long rebuild. He needs a good offensive line. That's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to be Super Bowl contenders. So just send him off. Listen, you drafted him high. You can't do anything about this point. He's not a gold jacket player.
It's not his responsibility.
Get your value.
Yeah, it's not Shane's responsibility to try to fix Saquon Barkley. I mean, I've seen fans online comparing it to we're running another superstar out of town like OBJ.
But we're not.
But the thing is that Barkley right now is a net negative player. He has less yards per carry last year than Devonte Booker with the same terrible offensive line. He's going to get paid a lot this year, and then next year he's going to want to get paid even more of a contract extension just because we picked him at second overall. He's getting paid a lot, and I just want to see him do well. So I wanted to trade him to a contender like the Bills, maybe the Ravens. Somewhere where he'll get touches and maybe contribute.
Well, I was not thinking about the Ravens as well. But
I was thinking Ravens too.
I don't know why, because he fits good with the run game, and we could possibly get one of the receivers back, probably. Maybe a guy I'm not sure. We could get
Rashad Bateman.
We could get
No, you're not getting Rashad Bateman.
who I would want back is Duvernay, just with the fact that he's an underrated receiver, and he's basically like Deebo Samuels, but he doesn't get that much attention. He's one of the best returners in the league. But my thing is, though, I'm thinking about Saquon Barkley, is, you ever seen that picture of the meme where it's like a Bugatti in a trailer park?
Yeah.
That's basically what it looks like. And I think that what the Giants do need to focus on is their offensive line. I've seen in the draft, most mock drafts, we're looking at Kevin Thabenos, but I don't...
Kayvon Thibodeau.
Is it Kayvon?
It's Kayvon Thibodeau, like the Knicks coach, Thibodeau.
No, it's Thabenos.
No, it's Thibodeau.
No, it's Thibodeau.
It's
like the Knicks coach, Thibodeau.
It's what do you call it? That's not Creole, just Louisiana French.
Yeah.
That's
It's
Creole, right?
It's French.
It's French.
I think he's Haitian, yeah.
516-572-7440. Please call in. Chime in about anything.
Tell us how to pronounce Thibodeau.
Tell us how to pronounce Kayvon Thibodeau's name, even though we kind of know. Complain about the Knicks. Let's talk about the Giants. I mean, we're Miss Baseball right now. I mean, at this point, I'm like, the hell with baseball, but please come back.
Oh, a second. Are you mad at the owners or the players?
More at the owners, but I think there's some
culpability on both sides.
Yeah, but more on the owners.
Yeah,
I mean, I come from the sense that I'm going to side with the players in this sense because I feel as though Rob Manfred hasn't been doing his job. And a lot of people have been saying that as far as he's probably one of the worst. I want to say commissioners.
He's the worst.
He's the worst. Because, like, hockey commissioner, what's his name?
Gary Bettman.
He's bad, but, like, there was a lot.
Silver's the best.
Like, you're doing something.
Goodell's up there.
Look,
Goodell's up there.
You're doing something.
You don't think Silver's the best?
Beat out Goodell.
Who do you think's the best?
Goodell.
I think Goodell's the best, too. I'm with Elijah.
NFL's the powerhouse.
The argument could be made, but just off of what happened in the past.
He's redeemed himself in my eyes.
Not even like he could be immoral, but like business wise, the NFL is king.
I'll go on two fronts. If you're talking about just overall being like well liked and like on both sides, you go with Silver. And you're going from a business perspective, I'm going to go with Goodell due to the fact that he has messed over the players in CBA so many times.
Yeah, he steamrolled them.
Like, yeah, and it's like they can't do nothing because he plays the game so well where he puts the players who are just on the edge of the roster against the guys who are like making a lot of money. He pits those two guys. He pits those two groups together, pair them against each other, and basically you always get what you want out of that. Now with baseball, I feel as though they have a stronger player union where they actually are going to fight this, and I feel as though they're going to say with the guys who are making the most is going to look out for the guys that's not, so you actually have a strong front. So I don't see them crossing over the picket line until they reach a 50-50 because you're not always going to agree on everything, so you're going to have to take what you can.
Yeah. You are listening to WHBC Sports Talk here on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHBC. I'm Anthony, joined by Matt Leonard, Kory David, Mauricio Mendoza, and Elijah Blain. Now, I think the return for Saquon Barkley is probably going to be like a fourth-round pick, maybe.
Fourth round?
That's what they said, yeah. That's what Dan Duggan
Oof.
Imagine a third pick.
I believe it. That's
third-round pick. Imagine that. That would be...
I think third is fair.
But nobody's going to pay a third for him.
No one's going to give a third.
Could we get Jarvis Landry?
Ooh. I don't know. He's injured a lot.
Nah.
He screwed me over in fantasy. It's personal. It's personal. But anything that can...
Well, they don't need a running back. They have two great running backs over there.
Well, see, this is what I wanted to bring up. I think there's only one running back you could trade a first-round pick for and be okay with it, and that's Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
But... And my initial question
Jonathan
was...
Taylor.
Well, see, here's the problem. I think Jonathan Taylor's helped out severely by his offensive line.
I agree.
But
yeah.
My initial question was...
Imagine if he had a competent quarterback.
Yeah. Well, they might be getting one. My initial question was, besides Derrick Henry, what would be... what running back would you trade a first-round pick for? I don't really think, besides Henry, there is. I don't know. What do you think? There's a second part to this question.
I'm going through a list of teams so I can try to think of a running back because this is really tough.
Because I really only think it's Derrick Henry you trade a first-round pick. And
what are your thoughts on like a guy that just came into the league and did well, like Najee Harris?
No.
Not yet, not established enough?
I was thinking Najee Harris.
The thought occurred to me, but that's like a second round at...
He's not established enough, right?
I mean, I'd be having a hard time giving him a second round pick. They wouldn't even let go of him. They would not let go of him.
You said a first round?
Well, let's go to second round because
okay.
I'm making an executive decision.
Question. Does Deebo Samuels count as a receiver or running back?
Receiver. Because
he was one of the most valuable running backs in the postseason.
Still, I'm not a first round pick for him.
Dalvin Cook. How about that name?
Nope. System running back.
All right.
System running back.
How about this, Joe Mixon?
No, not even a second round. Let's change it because I had trouble saying like a first round pick, second round pick.
Just give me 1 second. I kind of disagree with you on the Dalvin Cook part because I don't feel as though he's a system running back. I feel he's good in spite of his system. As I feel as though he does everything that you want as far as outside, inside, catching. And a lot of those times when you see those explosive runs from Dalvin Cook, is mostly him making it all up by himself almost. It's like he's one of those guys that if he gets to the outside, he has a chance of breaking it.
Well, you got to have talent to be in the league. I just feel that he's helped out a lot by the system he's in, and Alexander Mattison stepped in very well when he was out. For a second round pick,
I have a guy.
You have a guy? Go ahead.
Second round pick. I would trade a second round pick for Christian McCaffrey right now.
No, you're insane.
He's too injured.
You
really
are insane.
Yeah,
Wait, I got one.
Not even close.
Adam Jones from the Packers.
Aaron Jones. Adam Jones is a retired baseball player.
Yeah.
No, actually, that's Adam. What about Adam Pac-Man Jones?
Oh, Pac-Man. Oh, him too. Yeah.
No, Aaron Jones.
I was thinking Orioles center fielder.
Again, maybe a third. At most.
No, I'd trade a second.
Aaron Jones is not a second. I watch Aaron Jones on a weekly basis. He's not a second round talent.
Third round talent, would you say?
Third round pick for him?
Yes.
Yes, that's fair.
That's fair.
Outside of
he's good. He's not a second round pick. Good.
Now for Jonathan Taylor, maybe a second.
Absolutely.
But here's the predicament is, and I've realized this after asking the question. How smart am I? Teams are going to value him way more, and you wouldn't trade. You'd have to give a first round pick up for these guys. But in terms of just asset management. And if this was not a value-based league, just in terms of talent, I think the only first round having a first round pick is Derrick Henry.
But I still say McCaffrey's a second.
I'm not gonna lie. Now that I think about it, I probably wouldn't trade a first or second round for most running backs due to the fact that the matter is their football life expectancy isn't that long. Because I look at two cases just in particular. Todd Gurley and Le'Veon Bell, who at one point were the two best running backs in the league, and then literally in one season they were.
Boy, tore his ACL. Todd
Gurley was tore his ACL in college, and then he got drafted by the Rams, and then they found out that he had arthritis in his knee, so he was already injury prone.
And then Le'Veon Bell,
that's self-induced.
That was more self-induced.
I'm going to go party in Miami, release a few rap songs that are terrible, and then just
Shrimp Bayless
fade out my career.
Become a Jet that it didn't amount to nobody because the coach didn't want you.
Mike McCagnon, what a great job, Mike McCagnon.
And then you can go ring chase with the Chiefs and the Ravens and
do we wish Mike McCagnon
well? No. What happened in that case? The football guys did not look upon him, and he did not get a ring.
Nope.
I mean, AB got one, but
did he get one in Kansas City?
No, he didn't.
He wasn't there when they won.
No, he was there when they lost.
Okay, that was it.
It was the AB versus Le'Veon Bell Super Bowl.
That's right.
Steeler fans were really happy with that one.
Yeah.
That trio is why I consider Mike Tomlin to be one of the best coaches in the NFL.
Well, Big Ben was fine.
There's hardly any headlines about them when they were with the Steelers, and then when they all left,
they went crazy.
Wait, trio meaning crazy. What? Big Ben and the other
Big
two?
Ben, the Killer Bees.
Big Ben has some headlines.
Well, yeah, long time ago, but yeah.
Was that you were being sarcastic there, right?
No, yeah, sarcastic.
No, I mean I get what you're saying because you didn't hear any headlines for them when they got there. Just like in one particular case, you're thinking of AB because as soon as AB got out of it, it was just like a firestorm of everything that you could possibly imagine. Everything that you possibly could think a player could do to get fired and get out of the league. He's done it, and somehow, some way, there's still people talking about, hey, maybe the Ravens should pick him up. Those people are out of their minds.
They are insane, but he'll get another job because there are a lot of dumb GMs in this league.
He's not
as in every league.
He's from the pit, not the palace.
Why do you think he wants to get a job again? What do you think he wants?
I'm not playing a whole lot of money.
Fine.
I'm not doing that.
Fine.
Whole lot of money.
Do it. Come on.
Whole lot of money. My ears. Look, this is a case on why players should stick what they're good at.
This quick starts thing's pretty cool,
right? Isn't it?
It really is. I enjoy. Good
That's
idea.
fun. Yeah, I set some of them up yesterday.
Round of applause for Matt.
Got some new tech out there?
It's tech we just never utilized. That's what it is. Just press a button and these things play. It's great. It's like a soundboard.
Enough of crappy music from NFL players.
I had a question. Do the Giants look for a quarterback in this draft?
No.
Well, speaking of that, that's why. Good. You unknowingly set me up for the transition here to the NFL Combine. The quarterbacks are working out today. Malik Willis, Sam Howell. Why did I forget his name?
Kenny Pickett.
I don't know why I just forgot his name.
I heard his hands measured at
8.5
inches.
I wonder what my hand is.
Is that? I think that's considered. Is that considered?
Do we have a ruler?
No, that's very small in the NFL.
I guess that's why.
Anybody have anything to measure?
I guess that's why he wears gloves.
Why would he have a ruler in here, Matt?
There might be a ruler in here.
I'm not looking for it.
I guess that's why him and like a guy like Teddy Bridgewater wears gloves, because they need to get that grip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Joe Burrow doesn't wear gloves. He's fine.
How big was Joe Burrow?
They called his hands small when he was in the combine. I don't remember the exact measurement. It was like 9 something.
Joseph Burrow.
But I think with the QB situation, like you said, I don't know if they're going to look for one. Me personally, I'm tired of Daniel Jones. Like I try.
The front office still wants to give him a shot.
I try.
It's weird
that's the only thing you can really do.
They're saying they're not going to pick up his 5th-year option, but then Joe Shane's like, oh, he's our guy. He's like, there was a specific clip.
He said he's our guy. He's never seen him on the field while he's running the team. You can't say that yet.
No, but you have to say that because you're committing money towards him right now.
I agree. You have to say that, but how can you say that if you as the president of this team has never seen him play?
Mm-hmm. Okay, he's going to be on. Oh, sorry. He's going to. Oh,
I was going to say, how many coaches have Daniel Jones got fired so far?
3.
3?
They're
3.
I wouldn't say he got
2.
them fired.
No. He was there for 3. He was there for the end of McAdoo, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't there. You got.
Oh, that was Geno Smith.
It was 2.
That was Geno Smith. That's right. He got benched for Geno Smith. So, who was it? Pat Shurmur
and Joe Judge.
Joe Judge. Okay.
Now, out of the 4 quarterbacks, Desmond Ridder, Kenny Pickett, Sam Howell, and Malik Willis, out of the 4 there, which quarterback are you most excited to see? Of course, we can't watch it now because we're doing a radio show. That's obvious.
I'm going to watch it.
Well, that's not right. We're doing a show here, Matt. It's called professional.
That's
but
right.
out of the 4, I'm going to go around the room. Which quarterback are you most excited to see in the Combine?
Did you say Malik Willis?
Yes.
Yeah, him. Definitely.
I'll take Malik Willis. That's one.
Kenny Pickett.
Really?
Just because he revolutionized the game.
What does that mean?
With the fake
slide that they just
Kenny Pickett too, but like
the fake slide that they just banned because it's going to hurt people.
Did they ban it from the league though?
The Combine's on.
Look,
I told you.
No, they banned it in college, but did they ban it in the NFL?
No.
They did.
No, they didn't ban it.
They
in the
didn't?
NFL.
No, I think they did.
They did. I'm pretty sure they did.
No, not in the NFL. In college.
I think so.
I'm excited to see Malik Willis because they're saying he might be the second coming of Josh Allen. We'll have to wait and see.
What? No.
It's been said.
No quarterback in this draft is
Hold
gonna be that
on.
good.
I used the wrong phrase.
Yes.
Before you start throwing stuff at me, what I meant was he has Josh Allen. He has the potential.
He has the
to
build,
make,
the play style.
He has the place. He's a project quarterback, as a lot of these guys might be. Maybe the most QB ready one would be Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
But still, that's still a raw talent nonetheless.
It's a very raw talent.
From what I see,
Matt Corral is the best quarterback in this draft.
He's injured.
He
That's
kind
the
of reminds me the Liberty quarterback Malik Willis. Malik Willis. He reminds me of Jacoby Brissett.
Oh, I like that.
No, he's much more
like
mobile. Malik Willis is much more mobile.
I hope for his sake, for his career, he's not Jacoby Brissett.
That's a good comp, I think.
Jacoby Brissett really could have been the future of the.
He was a good runner. He wasn't bad.
Had a shot
when he was younger.
But look at the career path.
He was a third string to Tom Brady. What do you expect him to become?
He was literally a starter. He's the starter this year.
It's a very lazy comparison, I know. But he just reminds me of Vic so much. But
Malik Willis?
Yeah, Malik Willis, but he's less refined passing.
So you're saying almost like a Lamar Jackson type?
Not Lamar Jackson, like Vic.
Well, what's the difference?
Yeah, what's the? Yeah.
Oh man,
those two are very similar.
But Vic has actually had an arm. That's why.
Nah, no.
Yes,
Lamar got a cannon. Stop it.
Lamar won MVP unanimously at 22.
Lamar is really good.
Nah,
I like Lamar.
I seen Lamar drop it on the dime from 50, 60 yards.
Sometimes Lamar makes some throws where I'm like, what are you doing?
Everybody does that.
Sometimes he makes those throws where it's like, wow.
It's more so of Lamar.
Like the game against the Colts where they came back.
That was his best game of his career.
He made a bunch of wild throws.
And he threw 4 picks, and he still had a great game.
Yeah.
And I think he threw for 400 or something yards.
Yeah, and he ran for 100.
Yeah, total combined.
How do you do that?
You just gotta be special.
That's crazy.
Just having no offensive line because they're injured.
Oh, apparently that the tight ends are working out today too, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
It's having no offensive
Are you watching
line.
it too?
No, I'm not because I'm
Liar.
doing the show. I'm doing, folks. I'm doing a show. I'm not.
Tone Black, committed.
I'm committed.
No, he's looking at the rundown, so he's actually throwing the shows right. I'm watching the combine like an idiot, but that's my fault.
Yeah, that's a great adjective to describe you right now.
It's a noun, idiot.
Noun. I don't care. Who cares? We're talking football. Football. We
Welcome
don't care.
to Grammar Talk.
Welcome to Grammar Talk on 90.3 WHBC.
Now I'm hearing that Mekhi Becton from the Jets, the former starting left tackle. I think that they said they're going to go in a route of George Fant being the starting left tackle.
Yes, I heard
They
that as
should.
well.
He's injury prone. Mekhi Becton, I mean.
But
He's kind of like Zion, where he's too big to do this.
But he has so much potential. Like, I've seen games where he just dominated that left side, especially in the run game.
I agree he has the potential, but the injuries are a big issue. And with someone of that size doing this job, that's really hard.
But I'm not gonna lie though, I'm fond of those stories of like guys like George Fant, where they were not necessarily guys who played football all their lives. Like they played maybe like they didn't play. He didn't play any high school football. He played only college football.
Wow.
He was a college basketball guy.
Well, it's interesting because if Joe Douglas is still non-committal on Mekhi Becton, why? I mean, there rumors already being floated out there, and if you think George Fant can take over on that side, teams are going to value him. I mean, the name is out there. It's a known name. You can, if you want to trade, which. I mean, it's really a coin flip at this point. George Fant has filled in great, but you don't know if that's going to continue. And then if you keep Mekhi Becton, you don't know if if that injury proneness is going to go away. Dollars to donuts, it won't. I don't know. But back to the QBs for a second. Sam Howell, to me, is the least interesting quarterback in this draft. I don't know
anything about him.
I don't like the ACC quarterbacks. I mean, I'm kind of desensitized.
Trevor Lawrence?
Sam Howell can be like...
But that's more of a football school than UNC.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Duke, listen, the whole Daniel Jones thing has me very wary about basketball schools that have football programs.
I mean, UNC is much better programmed than Duke in terms of football. But, like, Sam Howell, I can see him being a Steeler. I think he has very similar tools to like Big Ben when he came out of Miami, Ohio. He's very boring, but it's more like mechanics, ability to roll out of the pocket, make plays on the fly, stuff like that. I think he could be really good at.
I think Mitchell Trubisky soured a lot of people in drafting UNC
very much
quarterbacks.
So. Very much so, but he might be the Giants' backup.
I think he's going to be a starter next year.
I think he might go down to Tampa and might go compete for
I don't know. I want Kyle Trask to get a fair shot. He may not be good.
I do too.
But I want to see because he was, before the whole draft class happened last year, he was supposed to be in consideration for being a late first-round pick.
No, he was only in consideration because he had Tony and Pitts on his team.
Well, see, here's the thing. Do we know that? Part of me wants to see what his potential is. And this might be his only chance to get really a good shot at the job.
Can I ask a quick Giants-related question?
Sure, go ahead, Matt.
So the tight ends are working out, like I said, at the combine right now as I'm watching.
Yeah.
But speaking of tight ends and the Giants, just where the hell is Evan Ingram going?
Evan Ingram is, well, I would say the XFL, but there's no more XFL. Maybe USFL.
They're having an XFL.
No, there was like a tweet where like a couple of teams are looking at trading him and putting him in slot wide receiver.
I would say that's not a terrible idea.
No, I wouldn't hate that.
Please.
If he
can't
fixes
block,
the catching,
he can't catch either.
If he fixes the catching, I think he could.
That's a fixable issue.
Get him off my team. Get him off my team.
That's a fixable issue. He has the speed
I
and the
don't want him
athleticism.
on Giants, but
he'd be a big slot guy, like kind of. I'm trying to think who's an example, like Alan Lazar with the Packers.
Pitts this last year.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to wait.
He can be the Patriots' problem.
I just want Ingram off my team. That's all I ask. But anyways, that will do it from our show, From Matt Leonard, Kory David, Mauricio Mendoza, and Elijah Blain, I am Anthony Davis saying good night, New York, wherever you are.